Bonjour. Du baguette. So I'm here in Paris, and tonight I'm going to watch Christina Bianco in Funny Girl. So this is the restaurant next to the theatre. It's very posh. We've got menus. I don't understand a word of it. Bonjour. What you got? So what did you order, Chris? Omelette? Because you're a basic bitch. Ooh. My steak and Chris's omelette. So I'm here in Paris and I'm about to interview Christina Bianco, who is here with Funny Girl. I've seen a couple of, Chris hasn't seen a couple, but I've seen a couple of the UK productions.
Well, we're completely different than the Sheridan Smith Michael Mear version because we're using the original script and we've not cut any songs or added any songs.
And it's all done in English still?
Yeah. Oh, you're watching it like you're watching a regular West End show. It's just that they're French subtitles for other people.
Right, is that how to get around it?
Yeah. That's it.
So how are
Is it steady?
I mean, we're good. I think we're good.
Let's do it then with my mic, with my wires.
You look
It's
so
alright.
beautiful.
It looks like a beautiful, not so beautiful. Fanny Brice, beautiful. Quirky.
Christina Bianco, how are you feeling? I should say bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Can you speak any French?
Non, je suis désolée, je n'ai pas parlé français. Je voudrais une wine. That's cheese. I know how to say poulet. No, I perfected the art of saying I do not know how to speak French. I came here with every intention of learning, and then I was fortunate enough to like have all this press for the show and a million visitors. Then we got extended. I was like, well, now I'll definitely learn French. Then I had even more press, even more visitors, and then I was like, I could spend the day sitting in a cafe learning French, or I could explore all of Paris. So I went out instead.
Oh. I mean,
Maybe just hold it.
I think we need to just hold it.
yeah. Wow, it's
Throw it.
heading down. Great.
That's maybe one of the funniest things.
So you've been able to get out and about then?
I
Where are you staying? Are you like close by to the theatre?
I am. The cast is a little bit spread out. Most of the cast is in Montmartre and then some are other places. And they have me very close to the theatre, just a block from the Champs-Élysées.
Nice.
And at first I was, well, you don't complain about being a block from anywhere in Paris. But I was like, oh, what everybody else? And they said, no, you missed it. My bad French accent, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. No, you missed it because you do not know with the weather and the strikes. And boy, were they right about the strikes, because there was a huge metro transit strike. It's still sort of going on. And so for 2 months, really, we had no way to get around except for taxis. And only the one metro line ran because it's automated. So nobody has to do it.
Right.
So I could just walk to the theater when everybody else had to like leave extra early, get in the cars, deal with traffic going either way. And so particularly regarding press and just sleeping and rest, it's been ideal. So I'm so lucky that I live close to the theater. But like I said, I'd live in a bin in Paris. It would still be great. So it's okay.
So how did this all come about? Take me right back when you first were
It
approached.
was 1972. No, I like everybody else, you see auditions and you hope that you get called in for that.
Yeah.
You hope if your agent submits you that someone goes, so she might be right for the part, we'll see her. And I've tried to be I've tried to be a little Fanny Brice. I've tried to be a little more aggressive and assertive about what I want. And as an American wanting to work in Europe and the UK, it can be a little bit difficult for me to be seen for stuff because of visas, and I totally get that. But I have to thank Twitter. It's so funny. So Stephen Mear, who I've been so grateful to know for a few years now, he came to see my shows at the Hippodrome, but he had seen me in Forbidden Broadway in the West End, I think even in New York, years ago, and so we knew each other. Hadn't worked together, but I auditioned for him a few times and always had a great experience, and I thought hopefully one day we would. So, like many others, I follow him on Twitter, and he said, my next big production is Funny Girl in Paris, and everybody was responding immediately, oh my god, that's so great, or who's your Fanny? Because you never think that anyone's doing a production of Funny Girl without the Fanny Brice being precast. So I didn't know if it was, I assumed it was precast too, but I wrote back and I said, yes, I can't wait to see what you do with the production, sounds very exciting, and a little gutsy, which is rare for me, I wrote, and I know a petite New Yorker you should consider. And he wrote back publicly, you'd be brilliant, or you'd be wonderful, something like that. And I was like, so I emailed my agent, I was like, I don't know if they're actually having auditions for this, but if they are, I will be seen. So even if I'm not in town, you have to beg that I must submit a self-tape. I've always wanted to do this part. I think I'm really right for it. Nobody else seems to, but I think I'm right for it. And lo and behold, a breakdown came out about a week and a half later, 2 weeks later. I was submitted. I submitted a 15-minute self-tape, and the rest is history. You go through the process. I didn't think I was going to get it, and I just cannot tell you what an incredible experience it's been. I am so grateful to Stephen Mear, but also to Jean-Luc Choplin, who is the artistic director and runs this beautiful theater Marigny. He's our big producer, and he's the one that had to sign off as well. He was the other big person who he didn't know me from Adam. So it just means a lot that these two men put their faith and their trust in me for this part. And the fact that the show has been so well received, and we've all received such great reviews, and it's been extended, and then it's a dream that's over in a week.
And did you feel you had something to prove?
Not to prove, but I've been so lucky to do a lot of my concert work all over the world, particularly in the UK, where everybody has really embraced me, and the concerts I do where I do a lot of impressions and I don't sing in my own voice and all that. I do sing in my own voice, but a lot of people are there because of the impressions. And I'm aware of that, and I don't resent that. I love doing it, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But I miss being part of a company. It's not that I just miss singing in my own voice and just being me for full time, but I miss playing one character for a whole show. I miss the interaction. I miss dialogue. I miss actual acting and scenes and dancing, and that's what I'm trained for. And I've been so lucky to ride the wave, as I say, the YouTube video viral wonderment that happened. I've been so grateful to ride that wave, and it's taken me so many cool places. But every time I do a show now, a musical, I'm like, it's like I need it to ground me, because that's what I hunger for.
And it's easy to come back to that.
Oh, totally. And I've done this longer than I've ever done impressions. I was doing theater since I was 6, like with adults, never stopping. So this is the longest stretch where I didn't do a show. It was only like a year ago, or 2 years ago. And it was hysterical. I was like, when am I going to do a play again? When am I going to do a play again? And then I booked Joseph, the narrator, and Joseph, and I was like, oh, great, something to be with a company in a production. Look, a set, It was great. Because even like Forbidden Broadway and all, there's not really a set, So I'm always in these shows that are like conceptual. So it's been great. And this production, of course, there was a lot of pressure I put on myself, because people do expect, a production of Funny Girl to have someone they've heard of as Fanny Brice, but that's a little bit ridiculous, because when it first opened, people didn't know who Barbra Streisand was. Some people in the New York downtown cabaret community did, but the general public did not. I think that's why the show worked so well, because if you go into that theater looking at a huge celebrity, you know why they're going to become a star. But if you're not quite sure they can pull it off, if you're not quite sure that they are the greatest star, like in that moment in that show, it's just, so I think it adds something. But I definitely had an even harder challenge, because everybody was like, are you going to impersonate Barbra Streisand? And it's like, sure, great, of course I am. No, but I never had any fear of slipping into her or anything, because I'm more me. I've been me longer than I've ever done an impression of Barbra Streisand. But I always felt that there was a lot in the role that was like me, that I could relate to. She is always told Fanny Brice in real life was always told, she's just not right. I don't know what it is, but you're not right. You're not like everybody else. You're talented, we like you, but you don't fit in. I am told that in this business on an hourly basis, and everyone's got their ups and their downs, and everyone's got their insecurities, but boy, oh boy, I was reading the script, I'm like, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, you know, and so I knew that I didn't have to stretch for that part of it. I'm from New York, I don't have to worry about the accent, I got it down, but I think the real thing for me was it's an honor to get to do this part. It is an honor when someone trusts you with it, because it's a big sing. It's a lot of emotion in one show. It's slapstick comedy. It's tender moments. It's anger. It's tragedy. It's, you know, big brassy musical theater numbers, schmaltzy. They're the beautiful Ziegfeld numbers, and so there's just a lot all at once. And it's a challenge every day for stamina. This is the 2-show day, and here I am. I have an hour between shows. I can't really leave the building because I'm the last one out of a wig and the first one into it. They are glued on. I'm telling you, I could fly over a plane. Those wigs are staying on. So I've got my mic and my very sexy little gear over here, my wires, and that's it. I just sort of sit and recline. And I'm not that precious. Like I'll go out after the show and have a glass of wine or whatever.
I was going to say, how do you unwind and relax?
Shows. I am in Paris, so I have unwinded myself into my dressers, pulling my dresses like this because I've had a little too much wine and cheese, I think, here. But I'm not going to stop because it's Paris, and when I go home, it's not going to be the same. I really want to take advantage of everything here. And I know it's funny, in the last 2 weeks, the cast and I, we've all been saying, God, we're going out all the time. We're just trying not to get sick and get run down because we're trying to do great shows, but also, you know, not be like, oh, I've missed this in Paris. But it gives me an excuse to come back. I've had great response. I've had so many great TV shows and radio shows here. And everyone's like, what are you doing next? Well, I don't know what I'm doing next in Paris, but I certainly know I will be looking to do something because it'd be a waste of a beautiful friendship now that I've sort of grown with the city. So
I'm talking more about the show. So you said it reverted back to the original script.
Yeah.
So how have the audiences been? What was the response to that?
Well, no one ever, you know, here, the people that come to see the show are mostly Parisians and mostly French people. We have a lot of tourists and a lot of Brits actually coming to see the show because Brits come to Paris anyway, but in particular because this is a big British cast and crew and production team. They are coming to see their friends, and word of mouth is spreading. So it's a nice mix during the show. You can always tell who the people who speak English are because the laugh will come sometimes first before they've read it. It's very funny. Like they hear it, they'll laugh, and then you hear the laugh when they read it, the translation. So that's funny. But no, you know, people here, and most people I would venture to say, because Funny Girl the musical is done so infrequently. Because nobody dares to do it without Barbra Streisand, you know. They only know the movie. Yeah. And the movie, God bless it, I've always loved the movie, is nothing like the musical. And I'm going to say almost nothing like the musical. Now, I can say that because I know the script back and forth. And I sit there watching the movie now and I'm like, no! That makes no sense! Calm down. Because I used to watch the movie backwards and forwards and it was perfection in my eyes. But if I'm comparing it to the musical, I get a little now, so I have to kind of separate it. There's Funny Girl the movie, and there's Funny Girl the musical. And the most recent West End revival, they rewrote the script, and they felt the need to do that, and it was lovely. But
I was going to say, did you see it?
No, I've seen the video of it. I wasn't in town when it was playing, but I know that it was, you know, lovely and well received. But this was our production also has the original script, and it was also lovely and well received. So I don't think it was necessarily as broken a script as everyone thought it was, and we're really proud that we can show that it stands on its own. So it's been incredible, and the audience, like I said, they don't know the difference. All I know is that we were always concerned that people that loved the movie would come to see the show and be like, oh, but where's my man? You know, it's very different. But no one has said that. No one has said that. They accept it as something different. And I think the press coverage speaks for itself. We've been just so spoiled, so lucky. And the audiences were so enthusiastic and on their feet. And the French like to do this thing where they clap, 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 all in unison. So it's like once you hear that clap going, you're like, all right, it's so great. Again, it's going to be really hard to go back to normal theater and go back to New York. Everyone's like, Yeah. The
And
French
let's
are
talk
crazy.
about your leading man.
My
What
leading
they-
man.
Yes.
My leading man. Number one. I like to say I have two leading men. My leading man number one is Ashley Day,
Yep.
and he is just lovely. He is lovely. He's so talented. Everybody knows him predominantly as a dancer.
Yeah.
Who sings, but he's a beautiful actor, and the show really proves that, and it's a great opportunity for him, but also everyone to see him in a new light. So it's been great working with him. He's hideous though. So
It must be difficult.
It's difficult working with him. He's excellent. But I always say I have two leading men because the way that we're just reading a script of Funny Girl, but we spend a lot more time in the relationship between Eddie and Fanny.
Mm-hmm.
So my other leading man, Matthew Jeans, is just fantastic. I mean, another complete ridiculous triple threat. These guys can all sing, dance their booties off, and act. It's exhausting. He's hideous too, so I don't know. It's just,
Despicable.
I have a real hard life.
And will it be? So have you planned to try and do more plays after this, or do you think you'll be going back to Impressions, or do you think you'll like to find a balance of both?
I'm definitely hungry to do more theater
Yeah.
and more plays, and even straight plays included, because that's what I always wanted to do. And hopefully, now that I've sort of been put forth into the theatrical community again as somebody who is an actor who can carry a role like this, I do hope it will lead to more opportunities. I do have something lined up that I can tell you a little bit about, maybe a little bit later. That is exciting. I know I'll get to do another nice book show, which is really nice. I always tell everybody in the cast, it's not very funny to say, but it's like, if you don't hear from me in 3 weeks, it's because I've thrown myself over the Brooklyn Bridge. Because what do? I need to do something. I need to have something to look forward to that's something similar to this. We all want to work. Everybody wants another job and wants to keep going. And I'm really #blessed, like really grateful, really blessed that I know I have more work coming up. But in general, I always want to find a balance. I really love the concerts that I put together. I think it might be a good time to start including more of my own voice, which I still do. I always say it's 50-50, but it tends to be in favor of Impressions because I know that's why a lot of people first started coming to my concerts. But luckily, they've all grown with me. My audiences have grown. I have new people all the time, but it's nice that they've grown with me and they know me well. And people keep saying, "Are you doing stuff from Funny Girl in your next concerts?" And it's like, well, yeah, I will be, of course. And so it's a nice, I think, progression now where I can meld the two worlds a little better than I have before. So that's what I hope continues.
Let's talk about home. So obviously you live in London and Edinburgh and now Paris. Do you ever get homesick?
I do.
What do you miss?
Other than my husband and my dog, I miss comforts. Like I love to cook, and here in Paris, I was like, oh, I'm going to be somewhere for a significant amount of time. I can't wait to have the cast over. I'm going to cook all this great food. And then I got here, and I didn't know how to use anything. It was electric oven. I put the pan down. You pick it up for 2 seconds to stir something, and it just shuts off. No, put it back down. Little things like that. So that's my way to unwind, right?
Yeah.
I love to cook and I love to bake. It's a nightmare to do it here. So when you don't have your stuff, like your home base, your comforts, that's the word I'm looking for, then it's hard. So I don't have my comfort, so I'm never quite settled or grounded. So I miss that. And I love New York. I'm absolutely in love with Paris. It's no secret that I completely love London. And New York has been going through some tough times. So sometimes I'm like, get me out of here. I want to go to Europe, but it's still home and I still love it. So what's nice is that when I come home after a long stint like this is that I sort of see the city with fresh eyes. Yeah. When you're there too long, like anyone, the grass is always greener. My friends from London are always like, oh my God, I really want to live in New York. It's so beautiful. And I'm like, really? But you have cobblestones and no garbage on the streets and a subway that functions and is clean. And you'd fight me on that, but the tube versus the New York subway, tube wins. So everyone's got their favorite bits of each city and all that. But for me, when I get to come home, I see it anew. So I see it a little bit like a tourist. So this time, I think I'm going to go home and plan some things I've never done, like go to the Statue of Liberty.
You've never done that?
No, because I live there.
That's the same. Yeah, I suppose. I had friends who came to London the other week and they did the London Eye, and I was like, wow, was it?
Yeah, but it's pretty.
You walk past it, but we never do it.
So I'm gonna be a New York tourist when I go back. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should let you get on.
Yeah, I have probably about 5 minutes. I have to get back into wig. But yeah,
I
it's been a
cannot
dream.
wait to watch it tonight.
I hope you enjoy
know
it.
you're going to be
I hope you
incredible.
do. It's gonna be a tough final week, but I'll worry about that starting next Tuesday.
Hold the tears back.
Yeah.
Look what we found! The Eiffel Tower! Yeah! Chris's favourite building. Because it's erect. So that's the Arc de Triomphe over there. And we're now just casually stood in the middle of the road. Waiting to... there's traffic on either side. There we go. Triumphant. I've got chocolate all on my thing. Yeah. So we're here and we're about to watch Funny Girl. I am so excited. You look forward to the show?
Yes, very much so. You?
What's up? So we've got our tickets and we're excited. I'm very excited. Chris is just moderately excited, mildly excited. He's just choking on his vodka and coke there. So we finally got our seats. For some reason we're seat 1 and 2 and we're right in the middle. Didn't quite understand that. And we're not allowed to drink in the auditorium. So we just had to down 2 double vodkas. And now we drinks during the show. Weird. We're very excited though. How excited are you?
Very excited. Very excited.
So we're just in the interval. What do you think?
Brilliant.
Are you enjoying the set?
Loved it. Loved it.
What's your favourite moment?
All of it. Don't rain on my parade. Of course. I cried.
Incredible. It's so good. Christina is an absolute star. Made for this part. Loving it. So that was funny, girl. It was incredible. Christina Bianco is amazing. As were all the cast. Such a brilliant show that kind of, it's timeless. It's a timeless story. So impressed. Did you like it?
Yeah, brilliant.
You liked it.